Morning students. Today we can study about the tonsil. So tonsil is aggregation of lymphoid tissue. So this is oral cavity. Here we can see this is our palatine tonsil. So tonsils are the aggregation of lymphoid tissues below the epithelium or below the mucosa. So they are known as tonsils. Aggregation of lymphoid tissue. So lymphocytes, a group of lymphocytes can be seen below the mucosa or epithelium. That is known as tonsil. So mostly tonsil, the term confined to our palatine tonsil. So this palatine tonsil is the aggregation of lymphoid tissue which is seen below the palate. This is our palate. So below the palate in the posterior aspect near the oropharynx. In the oropharynx we can see aggregation of lymphoid tissue that is known as palatine tonsil. So this palatine tonsil can be seen inside a fossa, a depression that is known as tonsillar fossa, and the tonsillar fossa is bounded anteriorly by the palatoglossal fold. This is the palatoglossal fold. Posteriorly, another fold can be seen that is known as palatopharyngeal fold. So there is a palatoglossal fold and palatopharyngeal fold. And apex is formed by the meeting point of this fold at the palate. Palate, and base is formed by, this is our tongue. So base is formed by the posterior aspect of the tongue. So this is the tonsillar fossa. So within the tonsillar fossa we can see there is an almond shaped structure that is our palatine tonsil. So this palatine tonsil has two poles. It has two poles, upper pole and lower pole, and it has two borders. There is an anterior border and posterior border, and it has two surfaces. There is a medial surface and a lateral surface, back posterior, lateral side. That is a lateral surface. Then we can see the upper pole. This upper pole, it is related to the palate. Lower pole, it is related to our tongue. Then anterior border is related to the palatoglossal fold. This is palatoglossal fold, and posterior border is related to the palatopharyngeal fold. Palatopharyngeal fold. The medial surface, it is covered by the stratified squamous epithelium. And the medial surface shows some depressions. They are known as crypt. Among them, one depression is large, and that is known as tonsillar cleft, intratonsillar cleft. So total there will be 12 to 15 crypt can be seen. Crypt means depression. Depression of the epithelium will be move into the substance of the tonsil. It forms a crypt there, or depression. So they are known as crypt. Then, so that is the medial surface. So medial surface is lined by stratified squamous epithelium, the epithelium of the oral cavity. Epithelium of the entire oral cavity. Then coming to the lateral surface, you can see the lateral surface. So this is the diagrammatic view. So this one here, this is our tonsil, and here comes, this is the medial surface. Here we can see the crypts there. So among them, one crypt is large. This is intratonsillar cleft, and this is the lateral surface. So lateral surface is covered by a capsule, a fibrous capsule. There will be a fibrous capsule. Then behind the fibrous capsule, it is related to, lateral surface is related to the loose areolar tissue. This is loose areolar tissue, and inside the loose areolar tissue we can see a vein. This is known as paratonsillar vein. Paratonsillar vein. Then deep to the paratonsillar vein, here another fascia can be seen, that is pharyngobasilar fascia. Pharyngobasilar fascia. Then deep to the pharyngobasilar fascia, here we can see the superior constrictor muscle. This is muscle, superior constrictor muscle. And deep lateral to the superior constrictor muscle, we can see another fascia. This is known as buccopharyngeal fascia. Buccopharyngeal fascia. And lateral to the buccopharyngeal fascia, we can see so many arteries. This is our facial artery. In this diagram we can make out, this is facial artery, this is tonsillar artery, then palatine artery, then ascending pharyngeal artery. So all these arteries are related to the lateral surface. Yeah. So these structures are known as tonsillar bed. The last structures which are related to the lateral surface, they are known as tonsillar bed. That's about the lateral surface of the tonsil, palatine tonsil. And coming to the blood supply of tonsil, so this is another diagrammatic diagram showing the blood supply of tonsil. Okay, here we can see this is the lingual artery. Okay, so tonsillar branch of lingual artery, then tonsillar branches of facial artery, then ascending palatine branch of facial artery, then ascending pharyngeal, tonsillar branch of the ascending pharyngeal artery, then greater palatine arteries. So these are the arteries supplies the tonsil. Okay. Then veins. So there will be corresponding veins will be there that drains into the paratonsillar vein. Then paratonsillar vein later joins into the palatine and pharyngeal and facial veins. Okay. Then lymphatic drainage. Lymphatics drains into the jugulo-digastric lymph nodes. Jugulo-digastric lymph nodes. Okay. Then nerve supply, it is supplied by the glossopharyngeal nerve and lesser palatine nerves. Glossopharyngeal and lesser palatine nerves. Next is the histology of palatine tonsil. This is the section, histological section, slide view of palatine tonsil. Here you can see this is the medial surface of the palatine tonsil, and it is lined by the stratified squamous epithelium. We can make out the epithelium here. This is the stratified squamous epithelium. Stratified squamous. So the epithelium is dipped into the substance and forms the crypt. So this is tonsillar crypt. And within the substance of the tonsil, we can see round structures. They are known as lymphatic nodules. Lymphatic nodules can be seen. Okay. So each lymphatic nodule has a pale germinal center. Here we can see there's a pale germinal center and a dark periphery. Same like the lymphatic nodule in the lymph nodes. And towards the lateral side, we can see this lined by the capsule, fibrous capsule. And here we can see some connective tissues which contains skeletal muscles, then blood vessels, trabeculae. So this is the capsule of the tonsil. Okay, so that's about the histology of the tonsil. So here lymphatic nodules we can see made up of large amount of lymphocytes. Okay. So that is the palatine tonsil histology. Then the in addition to the palatine tonsil, you can see some other tonsils in our body in associate with the pharynx. So nasopharynx and the oropharynx. So this is the nasopharynx. Here on the roof of the nasopharynx we can see nasopharyngeal tonsil. So this is the nasopharyngeal tonsil, and this is aggregation of lymphoid tissue in the roof, which is covered by the epithelium or mucous membrane. Okay, so this is known as nasopharyngeal tonsil or pharyngeal tonsil. Okay. So usually the pharyngeal tonsil will be get enlarged during the infection or inflammation. So it will get enlarged in the children's. That condition is known as adenoid. And here one more tonsil can be seen deep to the pharyngeal tonsil. This is our tubal elevation. So within the tubal elevation of the pharynx, we can see the aggregation of lymphoid tissue that forms the tubal tonsil. So on either side we can see on right and left side there will be tubal tonsil. Then comes the palatine tonsil. In the palatine tonsil on either side, right and left side, palatine tonsil is there, and lower below this is our tongue. So in the posterior aspect of the tongue, again we can see the aggregation of lymphoid tissue that forms the lingual tonsil. This is the lingual tonsil. So all this tonsil forms a circle which guards the opening of the nasal cavity and the oral cavity here. So it forms a circle, and that circle is known as Waldes ring. So that is known as Waldes ring, I'll show one more diagram. This is also diagrammatic representation. Here we can make out this is the nasopharyngeal tonsil. Then on either side comes the tubal tonsil. Then comes palatine tonsil on either side. Then this is the lingual tonsil. So all this forms a circle or a ring. So that is known as Walde's ring, Walde's lymphatic ring. Then applied aspect of this tonsil, the inflammation or enlargement of the nasopharyngeal tonsil, that is known as adenoids. Nasopharyngeal tonsil enlargement is known as adenoid. Okay. And it is usually seen in the children's. Okay. So if this tonsil will get enlarged, it will affect the nasal obstruction, nasal respiration and also speech. Okay. And leads to mouth breathing. Okay. So this is adenoid. Okay. And the hypertrophy of the tubal tonsil also lead to ear problems because it is related to the pharyngotympanic tube. Okay. Then palatine tonsil, the inflammation of the or hypertrophy of the palatine tonsil, we will call it as tonsillitis. Okay. Then if a removal of the tonsil is known as tonsillectomy. Then if there is tonsillitis will spread into the surrounding structures, and that condition is suppuration of the surrounding structures, that is known as quinsy. So that's all about the tonsil and Walde's ring. Okay. Palatine tonsil, lingual tonsil, tubal tonsil and nasopharyngeal tonsil.